Hi, welcome in. My name is Shawn Spencer of Shawn Spencer Photography. I am a portrait photographer in Elk Grove, California. I specialize in seniors, newborns, and families. I also do some headshots. So I wanted to talk to you today specifically about senior portraits and specifically senior sessions and how to prepare for those senior sessions. So as a photographer, once we're at the session, I can do everything right. I can have the exposure correct, my settings correct, I can have you in great poses. But if you get to the session and you're not prepared and you have forgotten outfits, you have forgotten to bring the props you wanted, or maybe you didn't get your nails done, all of that makes you frazzled. And when you get to your senior session, if you feel frazzled, you're going to look frazzled. And your session becomes a hot mess in just a few minutes, right off the bat. Okay, and so we don't want that. And so the best way to make sure this doesn't happen is to prepare ahead of time. And that starts back even as far back as booking the session. Okay, so I'm gonna go over all of the steps that I feel is really important for a senior to do to prepare for his or her session. Now, all of this information I've put together in a guide that I send to all my seniors when they book my session. So that way they have all this information and they can follow that guide all the way up to their session and have a great experience. Okay, so we're going to go through all of this, and I'm also going to link the session, or excuse me, the style guide, or the guide, excuse me, below. And so if you would like to have a copy of this, just give me your email and I would love to send that to you. So let's start with talking about your date and location. So the date and location is something that's part of the booking process, okay? So we discussed the date, and the number one thing that really kind of ties your session together is your location. And the reason why is based on the location you choose. It will help to find the outfits you choose, the props you may bring. Okay, so choosing the location is one of the number one steps in preparing for your senior session. And this is done at the booking process. Now, some seniors, they know right off the bat what location they want to use. Maybe they have seen their friends' photos and they think, wow, I love that location. Or they've seen something that I've done and they really like the locations that I have on my site. And then there are some seniors who have no clue. They don't even know. So I'm here to help with that and guide you on that process if you don't know what location you want. Okay, and so there's questions that you can ask yourself. Do you like the brick walls? Do you like more of an urban feel, like with stairs and buildings and streets? Or do you like the nature look, okay? Maybe it's a farm setting or a ranch setting. So there's different locations around the Sacramento area that I like to use, and I can definitely point you in the right direction. Okay, so once we have chosen your location, that's the number one priority, okay? From that location, the next phase, and please, this should not be done at the last minute. This is the second highest priority, is choosing your outfits. And I know, especially for my girls, seniors, they can get very overwhelmed by this process. Please don't let that happen. I have a style guide that I can send to you that gives you some tips and tricks on picking out your outfits, okay? As part of the outfit choices, you get 3 outfit choices with me, okay? So I will help you, guide you in that process. Now, one of the things I like to do is suggest that you wear layers, and here's why. With layers, it expands your outfits, right? So since you only have 3, when you wear layers, you can interchange really quickly and not let you have more choices or more outfits in your session. Okay, so I always ask or suggest that you wear layers. In the style guide, it goes through the different types of outfits you might choose. For example, maybe you want to wear your class t-shirt, or maybe it's a college t-shirt and some jeans. Okay, so that would be one outfit. Maybe another one's a little bit more formal. Okay, maybe for girls, I know they like to wear sundresses depending on the time of year. And for guys, maybe a really nice shirt with some slacks. Okay, and then maybe the third outfit is if you're in sports or you do dance, anything that may be kind of with a club that you were involved in. So I'm here to guide you in that. But the thing is not to wait to the last minute. Now, a lot of people rush out and they get a whole new wardrobe or they buy a bunch of outfits. And that's great if that's what you want to do, but it's really not necessary. So what I would do is start in your closet. Your closet has some great outfits, I'm sure, because they're your outfits, okay? And you've picked them because they're your style. So your outfits in your session, we want it to be a reflection of you and who you are and your style. So I would suggest starting in your closet and see what you have before rushing out and spending a lot of money on some new outfits, okay? Now, part of your outfits include your shoes. Now, this is your senior session, so I like to tell you, avoid those really old tennis shoes, okay, that are falling apart. You want to make sure that your shoes are clean and match your outfit choices, okay? You also want to kind of keep in mind the location you choose. For instance, if we're going to be plopping through the field, girls, you don't want to be wearing your high heels. Now, if we're on pavement or on a kind of a really hard road, then by all means wear your heels, okay? I just say that make sure that they fit with your outfit, okay? And remember your location in choosing. And it's okay to have multiple shoes depending on the outfits that you choose. Part of your outfit choices also include your accessories. For example, maybe a scarf or a hat that you want to wear, and this also includes all your jewelry, okay? So what I suggest is as you're starting to gather up your outfits and your accessories and all of that in your shoes, as you narrow things down, to put them all in one place, okay? Somewhere in your room or in your house where everything is starting to form into one location so that you have everything ready to go. Okay, so from the outfit choices, we're going to talk about props. Props are a great way to really personalize your senior session. And with me, I don't care how many props you have, you're more than welcome to have as many as you want. Okay, so as a senior, you're involved in a lot of clubs and sports and different things throughout your high school experience. And what great way to commemorate those things that you are involved in is to have the props that represent those activities. So for example, if you played a sport, bring your sporting equipment. If you did cheer, your cheerleading outfit or your pom-poms, maybe you were in drama, you have your drama stuff or a playbill that you were involved in a show. Maybe you were into music or the band, so you bring your guitar. Whatever the case, or whatever sport or activity you were in or club, those are great props to bring, okay? And maybe it's something very meaningful to you. For example, maybe it's a special picture of a person in your life that meant a lot to you. For example, I had a senior girl whose grandfather was very special to her, and they were very close, and her grandfather had passed away shortly before her senior session. And so she had a picture of her grandfather that we took pictures of her holding that picture, and that meant a lot to her. So whatever it is, feel free to bring it to your session. I would recommend, as you're starting to gather those props or think about the props, put them in the same location as you did your clothes. That way everything is there in one location. Okay, now let's talk hairstyle. Girls especially, if you plan on getting your hair colored, and guys, this could pertain to you as well, please, I recommend doing this at least 2 to 3 weeks out from your session. And here's why. If you get your hair colored and you don't like it, then you're kind of stuck, right? You can't have your hair colored the week of the session and then redo it the same week because your hair would be a mess, right? So I recommend doing any kind of coloring 2 to 3 weeks out from the session. That way, if for some reason there's something you don't like about it, you can make a change, okay? And it keeps your hair pretty healthy that way. I would recommend asking, if you're getting your hair done professionally or you're getting your hair cut, to ask your stylist or your hairstylist to give you some tips on some different styles that you can do for your session and maybe during those outfit changes. That way it kind of expands some of your images. So for instance, maybe in a couple of poses in one outfit, you've got your hair down, and maybe in another one, you're gonna throw your hair up into a quick, easy style. So your hairdresser or your stylist can help you get some examples and help you with that. I would suggest doing some samples or some practice sessions with your stylist or on your own the week of. So you kind of have an idea ready to go before that day. If you're getting your hair professionally done on the day of your session, We're going to kind of talk about a schedule a little bit later, but you're going to just want to leave plenty of time, and we'll talk about that more. Now for guys, please, please, please get your hair cut. Get it trimmed, get it kind of styled. You don't want it kind of falling in your face. So guys, this also pertains to you. Please make sure you get your hair cut and ready to go for your senior session. All right, so now I'm going to talk a little bit to the girls because I'm going to talk about makeup. Here's my thoughts, girls, on makeup. Less is more. Now, I know some people like to have their makeup professionally done, and if that's what you want to do, I say go for it. But if you're going to be doing it yourself, to me, you want your makeup to enhance your beauty and not be the show of, or the star of the image, right? You want to have a natural, beautiful look. You want these photos to look like you do every day, okay? You don't want to be glammed up like you're going out to the Oscars for your senior sessions, because that's not who you truly are, okay? So even if you get your makeup professionally done, I say maybe tell your makeup artist just to keep it a little bit more natural looking, okay? You also want to make sure that the colors that you choose for your makeup coordinate with all of your outfit choices, okay? So just keep that in mind. I would also do some practice sessions on your makeup for, you know, the week of your session, just so you can kind of know how you want to do your makeup, so that way the day of the session when you're getting ready, you already have the palettes ready to go, you already have the makeup choices you want, and you're ready to go. So it makes things a little bit easier. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is your teeth. And I know you're probably thinking, what about my teeth? Okay, so here's the thing. Your portraits can turn out beautiful. You love them. You love your hair, your makeup, your outfits. You love the poses. And then you're looking closer and you think, oh my gosh, my teeth are so yellow. Now, as the photographer, I can certainly edit those in post, but that's going to be an extra charge per image. And why go through that when you can do something ahead of time? So I recommend, if you have your date and you know when your session is, book maybe a cleaning with your dentist ahead of time, or if all else fails, use some white strips the week of your session, okay? Because your smile will be more radiant, you'll have more confidence because you know that your smile is good and your teeth are good, and it's just something that you can do ahead of time. So I do recommend getting your teeth cleaned either by your dentist or just using white strips, okay? Easy. So now let's talk about nails. And guys, this is also for you. So it's important to get your nails done because some of your images are going to be close up and they're going to show your hands. Okay. Now for girls, if you're planning on getting your nails done, I would recommend doing them a couple of days before, because if you try to squeeze that nail appointment in the day of your session, it's just one more thing that you have to do that day that can kind of throw your schedule into chaos. Okay. But nails can be done a couple of days ahead of time. So as far as colors go, I recommend maybe a clear coat or a soft color, but you want the color to coordinate with your outfits. So for instance, if you're going to be wearing, say, a burgundy, say, sweater, you don't want to have like purple nail polish or glittery something, okay? You just want to make sure that it's really nice, maybe a beige color, okay? But definitely clean your nails, trim your nails, and get them done. Now guys, they get manicures too, but if you don't go and get a manicure, guys, just trim your nails, clean them, okay? Push back those cuticles, okay? Just make sure that you get that done. And that can be done for guys the day before, okay? So just something to think about. Now here's something that I get asked a lot about, and this is glasses. Now if you wear glasses, that's you, right? So I say bring them to the session. But a lot of people get worried because glasses, no matter what kind of lighting, and I don't use flash, I use natural lighting, but glasses, the glass can be a reflection of light, okay? So there may be always sun glare, and as much as I can fix in post, I will, but that's not always a guarantee. And I try to pose so that the glasses aren't getting a reflection or a flare, but that's not always a guarantee either. So here's a couple of things that I suggest for glasses. If you really want to wear your glasses and you don't have contacts, and you're not blind as a bat, an option would be to go to, say, like the Walmart Vision Center, and you can actually have the glass part or your lenses removed from the frames for the day. okay? A lot of them will do that, and then that way you can still wear your glasses, but there's not going to be glass in there, and that way there's not going to get that glare, okay? If you do wear contacts and glasses, maybe make the decision that you're going to do glasses and contacts so we can have a mixture of both, and I'll try to work with the glasses. But just know that there are options. But if you wear glasses and you don't have contacts, there's just that option of getting the glass removed from the frames, but we can certainly work as much as possible. But just so you know, there's no guarantee that there's not going to be a little bit of reflection on your glasses. Okay, so just wanted to bring that up. Okay, so let's talk shaving. Okay, and I know you're probably laughing, but a lot of your images are going to be kind of close up, okay? Girls, especially if you're wearing a sundress and you can kind of see your underarms, you're going to want to have all of that shaved. You're going to want to have your legs shaved. And just because, like I said, there's going to be some close-ups, and you just want all that taken care of. I would suggest doing it the night before, especially girls, just so that you don't have razor burn. You can put some lotion and cream on it, okay? Now, guys, for shaving, I don't want you shaving until a couple of hours prior to your session. And here's why. I know guys who can shave in the morning, and by 3 in the afternoon, they've already got 5 o'clock shadow. And while I can fix blemishes and acne, editing wise, it's nearly impossible to get rid of 5 o'clock shadow. So that's something that you can do a couple of hours before. So all guys, you need to have a clean look. Now, if you've got a beard and a mustache, well, just keep it trimmed is what I say. Make sure that it's nice and presentable, okay? But guys who have no facial hair, take care of that by shaving a couple of hours before. Okay. Now this step is something that you have to do. Please, please, please do this. Iron and press and hang up all of your outfits, even your t-shirts, okay? Because nothing can ruin an image like wrinkly photos. And again, while I can try to work my magic in Photoshop after the fact, it's per editing per image, and then it's extra fees. And this is something that you can do ahead of time. So the week of your session, hopefully all of your outfits are in one location, like I had asked you to put together, and you're going to take all of those outfits, every single aspect of your outfits, and you're going to press them and you iron them out, and you're going to hang them on a hanger, and you're going to bring them to your session on the hanger, okay? You're not going to fold them or anything. We want them nice and crisp, okay? So make sure that you're doing this a couple of days before your session, sometime that week. Please iron your outfits, every one of the parts of them, okay? So as part of what I send you with all this information, you're going to get a checklist, and I usually send that to you the week of your session or prior to your session. And this is a great checklist to make sure that you have everything to bring that you need, okay? You're going to bring your outfits, your props. You need to bring water to stay hydrated. You're going to bring the various things that are on your props, maybe sunscreen, a fan, a brush to do, touch up your hair in between, your makeup to touch up in between. Okay, so there's a checklist of things that you have to do to get everything organized and ready to go and pack. I suggest not doing this the day of your session, okay? I would say by the day before your session, all of your stuff ready to go in one location, okay? That way the day of your session, it frees you the burden of trying to gather everything up, make sure you have everything, ironing, okay? Because you're going to be frazzled, and then you're going to get to your session and you're going to look frazzled, okay? So follow the checklist and pack everything up before your session, the day before. Okay, so this is really, really important. You need to be eating, drinking, and getting plenty of rest, especially the day before and the day of your session. Now, the whole week prior to your session, you're going to want to make sure you're drinking lots of water and you're staying very hydrated, because not only is water good for our bodies, it's really good for the skin. Okay, it makes the skin look healthy. It gives a kind of a glow to the skin. You don't have that sunken look into your face. Okay, you want to stay hydrated, especially too. A lot of people can get dehydration headaches, and you'd hate to get to your session with a headache. So just make sure that you're staying nice and hydrated, okay? And this includes bringing water bottles or water to your session, okay? Because as we're walking along and we're doing things, you're gonna get thirsty and you're gonna need to stay hydrated. okay? Please get plenty of rest, okay? Don't go to sleep at 4 a.m. and get up the next day and try to have your session, okay? Because you're gonna have those hollowed look, you're gonna have your sunken eyes, you're gonna have dark circles under your eyes, okay? You don't want that. So you wanna make sure that you're getting plenty of rest the week leading up to your session, and especially the night before. Okay, so one of the things is you also need to eat on the day of your session. A good healthy breakfast and a good healthy lunch, okay? The reason why is you don't want your blood sugar dropping, and you want to make sure that you've got energy up, okay? The only thing I would recommend is not eating something that would irritate your stomach or cause bloating, which I know sounds really gross, but that's just something to keep in mind. So for example, you're not going to want to have Mexican food or Thai food for lunch and then get to your session, okay? And especially if we're at a location that doesn't necessarily have a bathroom and then you run into some issues, that can become a hot mess, okay? So just eat healthy that day. Make sure you're bringing some snacks to your session. So as we're kind of changing outfits or going to a different part of the location, you can kind of munch on something just to stay, up and your blood sugar up. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is creating a schedule for yourself for the day of the session. As I talked earlier about getting your hair done professionally or your makeup done professionally, you want to kind of schedule those appointments a few hours prior to your session because you're going to want to pad the time afterwards, okay? You don't want to be frantically rushing to get to the location, and you also want to allow time for travel and make sure you pad that for about 10 or 15 minutes because you never know what traffic, or maybe you're going to run behind a train or whatever the case may be. You want to save plenty of time because it's better to get there early than get there late and stressing and worried and everything, okay? So just set a schedule for yourself, okay? Making sure that you're eating, you're drinking, you're getting to those appointments. I highly recommend not overscheduling that day. As much as you can get done prior to that week or the week of your session, a couple of days before, I would do that. That way you're nice and rested leading up to your session and you're not frantically going to different appointments, okay? So doing all of these things is really going to help you prep for your session. So I just want to quickly recap. So you want to make sure that you're picking out your outfit choice, okay? That's going to be, your location. That's going to be part of your booking. Right after the booking, start thinking about your outfits, okay? Gathering them all together in place, including accessories and shoes, okay? Then you're gonna wanna start gathering up your props, okay? And again, with props and clothing outfits, if you have any questions, I'm always available for you to reach out and ask me questions, and I'll help you with that, okay? You wanna start planning your hairstyle. If you're gonna get it colored, make sure you do it in advance in case there's problems with that. You wanna do some practice runs with your hair as well as with your makeup. You want to get your teeth clean, okay? Whether it be using white strips or going to the dentist. Get your nails done, and this can certainly be done a couple of days before your session. Choosing very muted colors or colors that match your outfit, even a clear coat. Guys, you want to get your nails cleaned and trimmed, okay? Glasses, if you're going to do glasses, you kind of want to decide how you're going to handle that. And I can certainly help you with that if you have any questions. Make sure you're shaving. Guys, I want you to do it 2 hours prior to your session, okay? Please, again, I cannot emphasize this enough, iron and press your outfits, okay? Do that, hang them up, and keep them hung up and bring them that way to the session. Use the checklist I sent you. Make sure you have everything ready to go. Packing the day before. Do not wait till the last minute, okay? Do not wait till the session day. You want to make sure you're eating, drinking, and getting plenty of rest, okay, that week, especially the night before. And then create a schedule for yourself so you know exactly when your appointments are that day, what you need to be doing, where you need to be going, and then padding time around that to make sure you have plenty of time to get from the different different appointments, and then eventually to your location, okay? So I hope this was informative. Again, I have this all this information in a guide that I will love to send to you. I send it to all my seniors right after they book with me. So if you have any questions, reach out to me, and I would love to earn your trust as your senior photographer. And if you have any questions, please reach out. I look forward to seeing you guys, and hopefully I can be your photographer. So I look forward to seeing you guys on the other side of the camera.